Welcome back to Mystical Musings, everyone. Today, we're diving into something pretty special, personal tarot readings.
Ooh.
If you've been following Becca's blog, you already know she's been sharing a lot about those personal year cards for 2025 and how to calculate yours. But Becca, you've got some really exciting news you want to share that takes all this to a whole new level.
I do. Tell us. I'm officially offering personal tarot readings now.
That is huge. What made you decide to kind of make that jump from, just writing about tarot to actually doing readings for other people?
Well, I've been using tarot personally for years now.
Yeah.
Mostly for self-reflection, just getting a little bit of guidance in my own life.
Right.
But, the deeper I got into it, the more I realized how powerful it could be for helping other people too.
Yeah.
Get personalized insights and figure out their own paths.
That's amazing. And, it's I can see how your passion for this really shines through in your blog.
Oh, thanks.
So before we go any further, I just want to make sure our listeners know where to find you online.
Of course.
Can you share your website, your YouTube channel, all the different platforms?
Absolutely. My website is mysticalmusetarot.com, and that's where you'll find all the information about my readings and how to book a session. And I'm also on YouTube as Mystical Muse Tarot, and of course there's my blog, Mystical Musings. That's where I share all my insights and musings about tarot and spirituality.
Perfect. Now let's get back to personal readings. So for someone who's never actually had a personal tarot reading before, what can they expect when they, book a session with you?
A reading with me is a collaborative deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore your personal year card in detail, look at all the nuances and how it connects to your specific situation.
Mm-hmm.
We might pull some additional cards too, or use different spreads, just to get even more personalized guidance and insights for the year ahead.
Okay, so it's not just about fortune telling.
No.
Right. But really about empowering people to kind of understand themselves and their own path.
Exactly. Tarot is all about tapping into your own inner wisdom and using the cards as a tool for self-discovery.
I like that.
It's about understanding the energies that are at play and making choices that align with your highest good.
It makes a lot of sense. Now, you mentioned personal year cards.
Yes.
Can you give us a quick refresher on what exactly those are?
Sure.
And how they kind of fit into the bigger picture of tarot?
Okay. So your personal year card is like a theme for the year ahead. It offers insights into the energies and lessons that you might encounter, and it's calculated using your birth date and the year that you're looking at, which in this case is 2025.
Right. And you actually shared how to calculate that on your blog, but for those who haven't seen that yet, could you kind of walk us through the process? I know some people might be intimidated by the math, but I have a feeling you can make it super easy to understand.
Absolutely. It's actually simpler than you might think, so let's break it down.
Okay.
You start with your birth date, and we'll just use a random example to illustrate this. So let's say someone was born on August 15th, 1992. First, you would add up the month, day, and year. So 8 August plus 15 plus 1992.
So that gives us 2015, right? What happens there?
Exactly. Now, since we need a single digit to correspond with a major arcana card, we add up those digits. So 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5, which equals 8.
Okay. So for someone born on August 15th, 1992, their personal year card for 2025 would be strength.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what does having strength as your personal year card actually mean?
Strength is a really powerful card.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean physical strength, but rather inner resilience, courage, and compassion.
Okay.
It's about facing challenges head on and finding the strength within yourself to overcome obstacles.
With grace.
With grace.
I like that. I can see how that could be incredibly relevant for navigating the ups and downs of a whole year. So this person might find themselves in situations where they need to really tap into that inner reserve of, strength and determination.
Exactly. A strength year might present opportunities for personal growth where you learn to stand up for yourself, set boundaries, and face your fears with courage.
Wow.
It's a year for discovering just how strong you truly are.
That's a pretty amazing message to get from a single card. Now, before we move on to some other intriguing personal year cards, I want to remind our listeners that Becca has a wealth of resources on her website, mysticalmusetarot.com.
Yes.
You'll find tons of information about personal readings, tarot basics, and even blog posts that dive deeper into, specific cards.
Thanks for the reminder. I'm really passionate about sharing my knowledge and helping people connect with the power of tarot in their own lives.
So now that we've got the basics of personal year cards down, I'm curious to hear about some of the other cards that stand out to you as being particularly impactful or interesting for 2025? What are some that come to mind?
Oh, there are so many fascinating cards to explore. One that really intrigues me is the Magician,
Oh.
associated with the number 1.
Uh-huh.
This card is all about manifestation, resourcefulness, and tapping into your innate power.
Yeah.
So it suggests that 2025 could be a year of like incredible creation and achieving goals for anyone with this as their personal year card.
That sounds incredibly empowering.
Yes.
Makes me think of someone who's, really ready to take charge and like make things happen.
Exactly.
What kind of like real life situations might align with the Magician's energy?
You hit the nail on the head. It could be anything from like starting a new business to finally finishing that creative project you've been putting off.
Right.
It's about harnessing your skills and resources to bring your vision to life.
So it's not just about, dreaming big, but actually taking those concrete steps to make it a reality.
Exactly. The Magician is all about action and taking initiative. It's a reminder that we have the power within ourselves to shape our own destinies.
That's a powerful message, especially as we're, heading into a new year.
Yeah.
Now, are there any other cards that come to mind when you think about the potential energies of 2025?
Absolutely. Another card that stands out is the Wheel of Fortune,
Okay.
represented by the number 10.
Mm-hmm.
This card speaks to cycles, change, and destiny.
Ooh.
It suggests that a Wheel of Fortune year can bring some unexpected twists and turns, but it's ultimately about embracing the ebb and flow of life.
So for someone with the Wheel of Fortune as their personal year card, 2025 might be a year of big changes.
Yes.
Maybe some surprises along the way.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's a year where you might find yourself at a turning point, facing new opportunities and challenges. The key is to, stay flexible, adapt to the changing circumstances, and trust that you're on the right path, even when things feel uncertain.
I can see how that could be a bit of a roller coaster ride, but also a chance for like incredible growth and transformation.
Exactly.
Now, I know we can't cover all the major arcana cards in detail today, but is there one more you'd like to highlight before we wrap up our discussion on personal year cards?
Definitely. I think the Fool, associated with the number 0, is a particularly intriguing card for 2025. This card represents new beginnings, taking leaps of faith, and embracing spontaneity.
So for someone with the Fool as their personal year card, 2025 might be a year for like venturing outside of their comfort zone and embracing the unknown.
Precisely. It could be a year for exciting adventures, unexpected opportunities, and just saying yes to new experiences. It's about approaching life with a sense of like childlike wonder and a willingness to just step into the unknown with open arms.
These personal year cards really do offer such a unique perspective on the year ahead.
Yeah.
It's almost like having a personalized roadmap
Yeah.
for navigating the energies and themes that might unfold. Before we move on, I want to encourage our listeners once again to check out Becca's website, mysticalmusetarot.com.
Yes.
For, all things tarot. You can learn more about personal readings, explore different spreads, and even find blog posts that dive deeper into the meanings of each card.
Thank you for sharing that. It brings me so much joy to connect with people who are curious about tarot and support them on their journey of self-discovery.
Now, Becca, I know you've talked about using tarot for, self-reflection and guidance in your own life. Have you ever calculated your own personal year card? And if so, what insights has it given you?
Absolutely. I always calculate my personal year card at the beginning of each year.
Yeah.
It's become a ritual for me, a way to kind of set intentions and get a sense of the overall energy I'll be working with.
I bet that's incredibly helpful for staying aligned with your goals and navigating any challenges that might arise.
It definitely is. And for 2025, my personal year card is the Star.
Wow. That's a beautiful card. I know it's associated with hope, healing, and renewal.
Yes.
How do you see those themes kind of playing out in your own life in the coming year?
For me, the Star signifies a time of like deep inner healing and reconnecting with my creative passions. I'm planning to prioritize self-care, spend time in nature, and really nurture my soul. It's also a time for me to shine my light brightly and share my gifts with the world, which is why I'm so excited about offering personal readings and supporting others on their path.
That's so inspiring. I can definitely feel the alignment between your personal year card and this new chapter in your journey.
Yeah.
It seems like everything is falling into place beautifully.
It really does. I feel incredibly grateful for the opportunity to help others connect with their own inner wisdom and create a life that feels aligned and fulfilling.
Man, some of our listeners might be wondering, okay, so I know my personal year card, now what?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to make the most of their card's energy in 2025?
That's a great question. First and foremost, I encourage everyone to just embrace curiosity.
Okay.
Delve into the meanings and symbolism of your card. You can explore books, websites, or even check out the resources on my YouTube channel and blog. And as you learn more about your card, just start to consider how its themes might manifest in your life.
So it's not just about like passively waiting for things to happen,
Right.
but actually taking action and aligning your intentions with the card's energy.
Exactly. For example, if you have the Magician as your personal year card, you might want to set some specific goals related to manifestation and creativity. Take those inspired actions that will help you bring your vision to life. Or, if you have Strength, you might prioritize practices that cultivate resilience and inner strength, such as meditation or spending time in nature.
Sounds like it's all about using the card as a tool for self-awareness and growth.
Yes.
Not just letting it dictate your destiny.
You've got it. Tarot is a powerful tool for reflection and understanding your own inner landscape. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge and using it to navigate your own unique path.
That makes perfect sense. It's about taking ownership of your journey,
Right.
using the card as a guide, not like a rule book.
Exactly.
Now, Becca, you mentioned that a personal reading with you goes even deeper than just figuring out someone's personal year card, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else can someone expect during a session?
Well, during a personal reading, we really dive into the nuances of your personal year card. We'll explore the symbolism, its potential challenges and opportunities, and how it specifically relates to your unique circumstances.
Okay, cool.
And we can also pull additional cards or use different spreads to gain more insight into specific areas of your life, like relationships, career, or personal growth.
So it's a much more personalized and interactive experience than just like, looking up the meaning of a single card in a book.
Exactly. It's a collaborative process. We work together to uncover the messages and guidance that are most relevant to you, at this point in your journey.
I can see how that would be incredibly valuable for anyone who's, looking for clarity or direction, or even just a deeper understanding of themselves. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to make sure our listeners know exactly how to connect with you and book a personal reading. Could you remind us of your website and your other platforms?
Absolutely. My website is mysticalmustarot.com. You can find all the information about my readings, pricing, and scheduling options there. I also have a YouTube channel, Mystical Muse Tarot, where I share lots of free content about tarot, including card meanings, spreads, and tips for beginners.
Okay.
And of course, my blog, Mystical Musings, is a great place to find deeper insights and reflections on tarot and spirituality.
Awesome. So folks have like a ton of resources to check out if they want to learn more or dive deeper into the world of tarot.
Yes.
Becca, this has been such an enlightening conversation.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface of what's possible with, personal year cards and tarot in general.
Yeah.
Is there one final piece of advice you'd like to leave our listeners with as they kind of embark on their own journey of self-discovery in 2025?
My advice would be to approach tarot with an open heart and a playful spirit. Don't be afraid to experiment. Explore different decks and find what resonates with you. Remember that tarot is a tool for empowerment, not a set of rigid predictions.
Yeah.
It's about tapping into your own inner wisdom and creating a life that feels authentic and aligned with your soul's purpose.
Beautifully said, Becca. That's the perfect note to end on. So to all our listeners out there, I encourage you to explore the magic of tarot and see what insights it might hold for you in 2025. And if you're looking for personalized guidance and support along the way, don't hesitate to connect with Becca through her website, mysticalmusetarot.com. Thanks for joining us on this mystical journey.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure sharing my passion for tarot with your listeners.
And a huge thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to Mystical Musings. We'll be back soon with more mystical insights and explorations. Until then, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep embracing the magic within you. Thank you for listening to the Mystical Musings podcast.